Hi, I am Karthik and Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Hi, I am Karthik and Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the technical director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Hi, I am Karthik Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, uh, help the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Am I audible to all of you guys? Okay. So let me share my screen. But yeah, before that, guys, I have shared couple of sample data sets. So probably you can find these data sets over the LMS portal. I guess under the day 12, you can find these sample data sets, right? So like these are the data sets which we are going to utilize for today's session. Okay. So I am repeating it again. So I have uploaded couple of data sets over the LMS portal. Right? So probably under the date 12, you can find these sample data sets. Right? So let me share my screen. Is it visible, guys? This ChatGPT account homepage? Yeah, thanks. Yes, guys, thanks for the confirmation. Okay, guys. So let's begin with the session. Yesterday, guys, we saw couple of functionalities of the ChatGPT with respect to the social media and with respect to the different business cases. Right? So we saw like how you can generate a unique content, or how you can create some content with respect to your business case, or how you can get the style and format for your like generating an email reply, or how you can add this speaker or mic option, how you can get the summary from any of the YouTube video. So all of those things we saw in last session. So up to last class, guys, any doubt or any queries, anyone? Any doubt, guys? Okay. So no doubt, clear. So in today's session, guys, we are going to see the capability of ChatGPT with respect to the data analysis point of view. That means if I have a some sample data, let's see how ChatGPT can help me to analyze or to work over the data set, right? So before that, guys, let me recall you one important thing which I have told you multiple times, that ChatGPT can only take the text data as an input, and it can only generate text as output, right? That means you can't pass any images or videos, or let's say some Excel file or CSV file as an input to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can only take the text data as an input, right? And it will only generate the text as an output. So with this, how cut and paste data in MS Word? Why you need to cut and paste the data in MS Word, Sumant? Okay, so let's see, guys, how ChatGPT can help me, to work over the data set. So let me start like this. So let's suppose, guys, I want to generate some sample data. Let's say I don't have any sample data, and I want to generate some sample data to work upon that. So I can ask ChatGPT to generate some sample data depending upon the domain. So like you can ask ChatGPT to generate some sales data, or retail data, or e-commerce data. So likewise, you can ask ChatGPT to generate domain wise some sample data, right? I didn't understand you, Suman. For preparing any documents of projects means what? I mean, you can copy and paste it, right? Okay. So let's suppose, guys, I want to generate some sample data. Let's say sales data. So I can ask ChatGPT to generate some sample sales data so that I can work upon that, right? So let me just show you. Please generate sample sales data. So here I'm specifying which kind of a data I need. I need sales data. Sales data. So let's see how it is being generated. Okay, cool. So this is how ChatGPT is generating some sample sales data, right? So here you can see, now we are getting a data set where we have a 1, 2, 3, total 4 features or 4 columns. And how many records we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 records, right? So I mean, this is how ChatGPT is generating some sample sales data. And let's suppose I need couple of more features as well as couple of more records. So this is also, I can ask ChatGPT to, you know, include more columns and more records. So let me just do that like this. Include more columns as well as records. See here. So this is how ChatGPT is generating, a response based upon modified prompt. And this time, in this particular sample data, I am getting a couple of more columns like this with couple of more records. So probably this time I'm getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 records, right? So I mean, I can utilize this particular data for my practice purpose, right? Or whatever analysis I want to do, I can do that. So likewise, you can even create or even ask ChatGPT to generate, let's say, some retail data or some e-commerce data. So let me just do that. Please generate. Let's suppose I want to generate some sample e-commerce data. Sample e-commerce data set. Let's see. Okay, cool. So here you can see, guys. Here ChatGPT is generating some sample e-commerce data set, right? With couple of columns. So there are a lot of columns are there, and with couple of records. So in total, there are 10 records. So I mean, in that way, you can generate any sample data. And not only you can generate this sample data, even you can ask ChatGPT, to provide certain kind of a, let's say, some calculation or certain analysis you want to perform. That is also you can perform with the help of ChatGPT, right? For example, let's say I want to work with, okay, let's suppose I want to work with this particular e-commerce data, right? So here, you can see here, in this data, we have a column says order ID, customer ID, product name, category, price, quantity, order date, and shipping address. So these are the different column names what I have. And let's say I want to sort this data based upon the product name. I'm repeating it again. I want to sort this data set based upon this product name. So can anyone tell me, if I sort this data based upon the product name, how the sorting will be done? Anyone? If I sort this data set based upon this product name column, how the sorting will be done with this data? Can you guys tell me? YouTube guys? Okay. Yes, Ankit. It's a alphabetical order, right? Because it's a text data. So when you done the sorting over the text data, the sorting will be done based upon alphabetical order. Right? So let me ask ChatGPT and let's see what what kind of a sorting ChatGPT will provide me. So I can ask ChatGPT sort this data by what's my column name? That's a product name, right? This one. Let's see the response. So this is my original data set, guys. Here you can see in my first record, I have a product name as a laptop. Second record, product name is a smartphone, then tablet, then headphone, then desk chair, and likewise. All right. Now let's see how the sorting has been done by ChatGPT. So probably in this case, ChatGPT is not providing me the correct result. You can see here. So if it is an alphabetical order, then we have a starting with A, then B, then C, and then D. So you can see there is a one product with a digital camera, right? So I mean, it should be the first record because it starts with a D or desk chair. So I mean, the desk chair will be the first one, and then digital camera like that. So let's understand how the sorting is done by ChatGPT in this case. So here ChatGPT is saying the data set is sorted alphabetically based upon product name column in ascending order. Right? But this result, is of, I mean, it's not a correct result. You can see here even we have a product name starting with, bookshelf like B. So it should be the first one. And then product name is starting with, D and so on. So if that is the case, so I mean, this is the example you can say ChatGPT can't provide you 100% correct results each and every time, right? So there is no guarantee that ChatGPT will provide 100% correct results each and every time. And this is something you can observe from here. So if you just see below this input box, you can, just read this particular message. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Can you guys see this particular message? ChatGPT can make mistakes, right? So that means there is no guarantee that ChatGPT will provide you 100% correct result each and every time. Okay, is that clear, guys? This part? Yes or no? What about YouTube, guys? Okay, so if this part is clear to you, so let's try to understand, how ChatGPT can do the sorting. So if you want to understand, step by step process, which is being, done by ChatGPT at the back end, come up with this kind of a result, what I can do, I can ask ChatGPT, let me just copy this same prompt. I can ask ChatGPT that sort this data. Again, I'm asking ChatGPT to sort this data by product name. And here I'm asking ChatGPT to provide step by step reasoning. So provide step by step reasoning. So I mean, if you are including this particular, uh, input in your prompt, like provide step by step reasoning. So what ChatGPT will do? ChatGPT will show you how it will, uh, like it will perform this particular task. Like step by step, it will show you how it will perform this particular task. Right? Let me just show you what does that mean. So see here, guys. Okay. So if you see here, guys, so here ChatGPT is providing you how step by step, the ChatGPT starts sorted this data set by product name. So the first step is identify the column to sort by, that is the product name. Then extract the unique product names present in this particular data set. Then assign a numerical value to each product name. All right. So it will be just like an index kind of a thing. Then create a sorting key and then sort the data set. Right. So if you see here, create a sorting key for each row in the data set based upon the numerical values assigned to the product names. So that means how ChatGPT is sorting this data set based upon the sorting key, right? And then it is sorting the dataset, arrange the row of dataset based upon the sorting key only, right? Row with the lower numerical values, alphabetically earlier, product names comes first, and the row with the higher numerical values comes later. So I mean, if you see, these are the unique product names are there, right? And then it is assigning the numerical values. Say laptop is a 1, smartphone is a 2, tablet is a 3, headphone is a 4, like that. And then it is creating a sorting key. Add a new column with the numerical values assigned to each product, sort the dataset based upon the new sorting key column, and then finally get the sorted dataset. So I mean, the ChatGPT is using some other methodology to sort this dataset based upon the product name, right? So the idea to show you this kind of a reasoning is that just by providing this particular input in your prompt, like provide step by step reasoning, you can even see what kind of a logic is being implemented by ChatGPT, right? So this is the whole idea to show you this particular exercise. That's a different thing. Whether we are getting the correct or wrong result, that is a different part. But the idea is to show you how you can get to know what kind of a logic is being applied by ChatGPT at the backend. So you can see it by using this particular input in your prompt, like provide step by step reasoning. Okay, is that clear, guys? Any questions with this part? Okay, cool. So apart from that, guys, if you want to perform some calculations, or if you want to add a particular column based upon some calculation, that is also you can do that. So let's suppose, guys, in this original data set, I have a column as a price and quantity. And let's suppose I want to create a new column, let's say call 1, right? Which is nothing but it's a multiplication of price with quantity. So you can call it as a total price, which is nothing but price multiplied by quantity. So this is also I can do with the help of ChatGPT. I can ask ChatGPT, please create new column as, let's say, total cost, right? So I'm asking ChatGPT to create a new column as total cost, and how it is being created. So using below logic. So the logic is the total cost is equals to price multiplied by quantity. Right? Let's see. Okay. So here you can see, guys, now I'm getting a new column as a total cost, and the values of this total cost is nothing but it is the multiplication of quantity with price column, right? So if you see like this, So for the first record, the price is $1,200. Quantity is 1. If you multiply these two, the answer will be $1,200. For second record, 800 into 2, $1,600. So I mean, likewise, we are getting a new column as a total cost here. Clear, guys? There is one question from Biprajit. Asking to provide step-by-step reasoning is just getting to know how ChatGPT does what it does to provide our expected output. I mean, I didn't get you, Biprajit. So what you're asking actually? So basically, you will get to know how ChatGPT is applying the logic and like what kind of a logic is actually ChatGPT is applying. So both the things you can get, by providing this particular thing in your input prompt, like provide step-by-step reasoning. Suman, don't take this particular word reasoning as a separate. It is just like an input prompt which we use like step-by-step reasoning so that I can get what kind of a logic is applied by ChatGPT at the backend. Right? Okay. Is that clear, guys? This part? YouTube guys, is that clear? Any questions? Okay, cool. So this is one simple exercise how you can, generate some sample data, and if you want to do certain analysis, that is also you can perform. Apart from that, guys, if you want to write a code in any of the language, that is also you can do with the help of ChatGPT. Right? For example, let's suppose I don't have any data set. What I want to do, I want to create two tables. Let's say this is a table 1. This is a table 2. And let's say the first table is basically this is the employees table, and let's say this is a some organization table, and I want to perform some kind of a operation based upon these two tables using SQL, right? So I mean, if you want to write the code in any of the language, it may be SQL, it may be Python, it can be any other language, R or any other language, you can take help from ChatGPT. Right? Let me just show you how. So let's suppose, for example, I don't have any data set, but I want to see, the codes in SQL language, which is operating on two tables. I'm sure you guys know like what is the SQL language, right? So SQL is a query language, right? So let me ask ChatGPT to create, or let me ask like this. Okay, please create two tables as table number 1 will be employee table, and table number 2 will be organization table. So this is first thing. So ChatGPT by itself will create these two tables by taking couple of features or columns, right? And then here I'm asking ChatGPT what to do with these two tables. So write SQL query, right? Write SQL query to join these tables into final table as, and here I'm putting what is the name of my final table. So let's suppose the name of final table is let's say EMP underscore org table. So what I'm asking ChatGPT to generate two tables like employee table and organization table, and I'm not providing the column names, right? So ChatGPT by itself will take the column names. If you want some particular column name should be there in this in the particular table, that is also you can do, right? So for example, let's suppose in the employee table, I want to add column name as a first name of the employee as well as the last name. So that is also I can mention that let's suppose to create two tables as employee table. Uh, let's say with columns as first name, last name, etc. Right? And organization table. So here I'm specifying I need first name as a one column, last name as a one column, and couple of other columns. Right? And then I'm asking ChatGPT to write a SQL query to join these two tables. So like this employee table and this organization table. To join these two tables. So those who are not familiar with the SQL query language, let me just tell you. Okay, so let me just tell you guys. SQL is a structured query language which works over the tables. So like we have this particular data set. So SQL will treat this particular sample data as a one table. Right? So let's suppose I have a two tables. That means I have a two data set. One is the employee data set with certain columns. So what are the columns? I don't know. As this ChatGPT will generate these tables. And another one is the organization table. And I'm asking ChatGPT to join these two tables into one single table. So whatever data is present in this employee table and organization table, that will be there in this one single table. Right? So, and the name of this output table or final table will be EMP.org table. This is also I'm providing. So let's see how ChatGPT can do that. Okay, cool. See guys. Great. So what ChatGPT is doing? ChatGPT is writing a SQL query to create these two tables first. So you can see here, this is the SQL code to create a employee table with column name as a employee ID, first name, last name, department, position, and salary. Right? And here ChatGPT is entering couple of random, input to this particular table. So here we have a 4 records with employee ID as 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the first name of the employee, last name of the employee, department in which these employees are working, the position like developer or manager or analyst or coordinator, and then the salary. So likewise, ChatGPT is providing me a code, SQL code to generate an employee table. Now what I can do? I can directly copy this page. Copy this particular code and paste it in my SQL platform. So whatever the application you're using to run this code, that is over this application you can paste it and use that particular code, right? And then the same thing with the organization table. So like this is the SQL code to create an organization table, and here we have an organization ID, organization name, location, and some CEO. And then since I have asked ChatGPT to write a code to join these two tables. So I mean, this is the code is being provided by ChatGPT to join these two tables. All right. So I mean, in that way, you can utilize the ChatGPT to get a SQL code. Is that clear, guys? Any questions, anyone? YouTube guys? This part is clear, guys? Yes or no? Okay. So, I mean, in that way, is there any possibility to upload PDF or document of summary purpose? No, Sneha, you can't upload any PDF or document. The only thing you can pass to ChatGPT is the text information, right? Yeah. So this is one thing, guys. Apart from that, let me also show you how you can, do the data analytics kind of a work with the help of ChatGPT. That means how you can get the Python code with respect to data set. But create automatically into SQL language. Yes, Sumant, it is automatically creating this code, and how it is being created based upon my input prompt, right? So whatever task I have assigned to ChatGPT, that is it is doing in a SQL query language, right? Now, apart from that, let me also show you. So, okay. So guys, in the LMS, I have shared one data set called as a fast cars, right? So I have already shared with you guys. What you can do, you can download it and save it in a particular folder, right? So what I'm going to do, basically, let's suppose, guys, you have a data set, let's say this fast cars data set in your local system, and you want to, load or import this particular data set into the Python environment or Jupyter notebook, and you don't know how to do that. So this is also you can ask ChatGPT to perform. So what I'm doing here, I'm asking ChatGPT that I have a data frame called as a fast cars. Please generate a code in Python that will load this data set into my Jupyter notebook. So let me just take it like this up to this part. Right? So here I'm saying ChatGPT that I have a data set. So you can take it as a data set also. As a fast cars, generate a code in Python that will load this data set. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, guys. I mean, this is how ChatGPT is, generating a Python code so that I can load this data set. And if you see here, guys, first of all, it is saying import pandas as a PD. First of all, import the pandas, right? And then this is the code you can utilize to load this particular data set, fastcast data set, right? And since I haven't provided the path, so it is, it is taking some random records and it is loading this particular data set. So instead of that, let me ask ChatGPT that I have a data set as fast cars. Let me just check the name. Okay, C in caps. Fast cars. Write Python code to import this data in Jupyter notebook. Right? See. Okay. So this is the, the like correct code. So you can see here, says I haven't provided where this particular file is located. So here ChatGPT is asking, you can type the, path here, right? Since this dataset is in the same folder where I have this Jupyter notebook, so what I can do, I can directly copy this code and I can go to this Jupyter notebook and I can paste it here, right? So since this particular dataset is in the same folder, so what I can do, I can write it here. Name of my dataset, that's a fast cars. And then if I run it, guys, let's see. Okay, so here I'm getting some error. The error, okay, so basically I have provided the wrong name. It's a FAST. Okay, then what's the error? Okay, it's showing no such file or directory is being found. So what I can do, I can provide the actual path where I have this particular file. So let me just copy the path and paste it there. See guys, so since I haven't provided the path, so I can ask ChatGPT to include the file path as, so this is the file path what I have. Now see, okay. So whatever file path I have provided to ChatGPT, based upon that, this is the code ChatGPT is providing. So let me just copy it and paste it again in the next cell. Now see guys, okay, cool. So this code is working, guys. So that means I can get a code to import any data set into this particular Jupyter notebook, right? And you can see that it is showing the head of this data set, right? So let's suppose I want to perform couple of more, activity over this data set. So like, I want to know what are the different column names are there. So I can ask ChatGPT, print, or let's say display column names. Correct. So ChatGPT will provide me the Python code so that I can display the column name. So this is the Python code, right? So what I can do, I can directly copy this code and paste it here. And if I run this one, okay, cool. So I can get the whatever column names are there in this particular data set, that is I'm getting in the output. All right. Even if I want to short this data set, let's suppose based upon the top speed. All right. So top speed is a basically numerical column, right? So if I short this data set based upon the top speed, so by default it will be in ascending order. So the top speed for like the record for which the top speed is the minimum, that will the first record. So I mean in that way the shorting will happen. So let me ask ChatGPT to short this data by, and let's say what is my column? So my column name is a top speed. Okay. See here guys, so this is how ChatGPT is providing me the Python code so that I can short this data set based upon the top speed. All right, let me just copy this code and run it and let's see whether it is working or not. Okay, cool. So now you can see I have the data set shorted by top speed. So the record for which the top speed is a minimum, that is the first record. And then we have a records for which the top speed in a ascending order. All right. So in that way, you can do that. Is that clear, guys? This part? How ChatGPT is generating the code to perform different functionalities for your dataset. Any doubt or any queries, anyone? Okay. Now, apart from that, let's suppose, guys, I want to group by this data set based upon the country column. Okay. So let's suppose, guys, I want to group this data set based upon the country column. And after grouping the data set based upon the country, for each and every group, I want to know what is the average top speed. Average top speed. Right? So what I mean, so basically, let's say in the country column, there are a lot of countries are there. And a couple of countries are repeating. Right? So let's say here we have 2 records for Germany. And if you see for UK, this is one record, and here we have 2 records. Here we have another record like that. For Italy, we have a couple of other records, right? So for for unique country names, we have a couple of records present. So what I'm going to do, let's say for United States. So you have a country name as a United States, and whatever number of records we have for United States, like this, these two, right? So with respect to these, United States country name, whatever top speed we have. So like if you see here, we have 4 United States countries and there are 4 top speeds, right? So what I want to do, I will group the record by country name. So let's say US is a one country name, and based upon that, just take the average of these top speeds. So by country name, what is the average top speed? So here we have 4 top speeds for this 4 US, record. So just take the average of these 4 top speeds. So whatever is the average, that is something we will get in the output. Same for Germany, right? So first of all, it will see the number of records for the country name as a Germany, like this one, and this one, and so on in the up to the last. And then whatever top speeds it will get, just take the average of all of those top speeds. So I mean, in that way, I want to perform the analysis so that I can get to know by country what is the average top speed of these models, right? These car models. So this is also I can do with the ChatGPT. So I can ask ChatGPT to group this data by country and calculate average top speed, right? So let's see how ChatGPT will do that and how it will provide the Python code. See. Okay. So this is how ChatGPT is providing me the code. Cool. So in first couple of, like this particular line of codes, basically it is taking some random record. So we can ignore this part. What we can do, we can just copy and paste this particular line of code where it is, doing the group by operation by country and then taking the average of top speed, right? So let me just copy these 2 line of codes and then paste it here. Let's see, guys. Okay, here I'm getting some error. Column not found as a top speed. So what is our column name? So our column is a top space. We have a speed. Cool. See here, guys. So we are getting the unique country names like Croatia, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Sweden, UK, and US. And based upon each and every unique country name, I'm getting what is the average top speed, right? So, I mean, if I want to perform any of the analysis with respect to the data set, I can do with the help of ChatGPT. Starting from importing a data set and even doing this kind of analysis. Clear, guys? Any questions, anyone? YouTube guys, any questions? Okay, guys. So if this part is clear to you, let me also show you like another thing. So this is something how you can provide the file name and the path to ChatGPT, and you can ask ChatGPT to write the code so that you can import the dataset, and accordingly you can do the analysis. Now, apart from that, guys, let's suppose you have a dataset and you want to pass this dataset to the ChatGPT. I'm repeating it again. You have a dataset, let's say a sample dataset, and you want to pass this dataset to the ChatGPT, and then you can ask ChatGPT to do certain kind of a thing, right? This is also you can do. For example, let me just show you. Okay. So guys, this dataset is already shared. This dataset is present over the LMS portal, right? I guess under the day 12, you can find this dataset. So this is a sample, one dataset. So let's suppose, guys, this is a very, a very short dataset. What we have, very small dataset, and with this dataset, I can pass this particular dataset to the ChatGPT, and I can ask ChatGPT to identify or like identify the abnormalities, or if there are any abnormality present in this dataset or not. If yes, so do let me know what are the abnormalities are there, right? So what you can do, as I told you, you can't pass this Excel file to the ChatGPT, right? What you can do, you can copy this particular dataset. You can copy this dataset and paste it in the notebook, or you can even directly paste it in the like chat box. So what I'm going to do, I will copy this dataset and I will paste it over the notebook, and from the notebook I will copy and paste over the ChatGPT input prompt. All right. So let me just show you. Okay. Okay, guys. So see here, I have just copy and pasted this dataset into the notebook, right? And from here, I'm going to copy and paste it over the ChatGPT input box, and I will provide this dataset to the ChatGPT, right? Let's see. Okay. So this is how I can provide a dataset to the ChatGPT. Even I haven't asked ChatGPT to do any kind of analysis. Let's see what ChatGPT is generating. So here ChatGPT is, understanding that I have provided a tabular data with columns as a ID, name, age, address, city, state, email, like that, right? And then it is asking, if you have a specific request or question about this dataset, feel free to let me know. All right. Now let's ask ChatGPT. So let me do like this. Okay. So here I'm asking ChatGPT to detect whether there is any abnormality present or not, right? So like this, I can ask, does this data contain some abnormalities like a spelling error, duplicate rows, format mismatch, something like that? So ChatGPT will try to detect if there is any abnormality present in this particular data set or not. Let's see. Okay. So probably ChatGPT is detecting a couple of abnormalities with this data set. Let's type and look at into that. So the first thing is basically ChatGPT is saying there is some spelling error. So like in the city and state columns. Okay, so there is something called New York. So instead of New York, I have a New York, right? And California. So this is a wrong spelling in the state column. So let me just check with my original data. Where we have, okay, in the first record only, I have a city name as a New York. Actually, it should be New York, right? And you can see here, it should be California. So I mean, there is a spelling error. So this is being detected by the ChatGPT, right? Let's see what else is being detected. So second point, ChatGPT is saying there is a duplicate row. So the data contains a row with the ID 11 that is being duplicated. Let's see where we have this part. Okay, so if you see last two records with ID equals to 11, so these two rows are, duplicated rows, right? So all the values are same for these two records. So this is also detected by ChatGPT. Okay, great. And then it is saying there is a format mismatch. The age column for this particular person is listed as 3, which seems unusually low for an age. Correct. So let's see whether that is the case. Okay, where we have this abnormality. Okay, guys. So if you see the record number 2, for this particular person, the age is only 3 years. But if you see for the rest of the person, like age is 25 years, 40 years, 30 years, 22 years, 28 years, like that. So based upon, other records, this is something it is, identifying as a very unusual record with the person with the age 3 years only. So probably there is some, typing error, right? And then it is also identifying there is some email format error, the inconsistent email format in the email column, right? Sometimes we have a missing @. So let's see where we have missed the @ part. So if you see general, like the format of an email is, let's say John Smith @someexample.com. So where we have missed that particular part. So let's check that. Okay. So probably there will be some error like that. So I mean, in that way, it is identifying a couple of, abnormalities for your data set. So this is also you can do with the help of ChatGPT, right? Even you can ask ChatGPT to correct these abnormalities and provide an updated data set, right? So let me ask ChatGPT, please resolve these abnormalities and modify the data set. Okay. So now you can see here, it is providing the, correct data set after modifying the abnormalities or, removing the abnormalities. So this is what I'm getting, a new or modified data set with some, removed abnormalities. So now you can see for the second record for this particular person, the age is 30 years. It is taking, instead of New York, I have a now New York. I have a correct spelling for California. Even the duplicate records are being, removed, right? So the record with ID number 11 has been removed. So this is how, I mean, ChatGPT can remove the abnormalities for your dataset. Is that clear, guys? Even if you want to perform some, like some other kind of like what you can say, the things with this dataset, that is also you can do. For example, we have this state column, right? And this state column, we have the, values in short form. So let's say I don't need short form of this, state names. I need full name of the states. So that is also I can ask ChatGPT to do that. So let me do like this. Replace all abbreviation with their full names, right? So let's see what is being generated. Okay. Now you can see, guys, the state column, instead of having the abbreviation, now I am having the full name of the states. Right? Even not with states column, whenever we have this abbreviation present in this data set, so now I'm getting the full name instead of abbreviation. So I mean, in that way, you can do the things with the help of ChatGPT. And I'm repeating it again, guys. please do not pass any sensitive data to ChatGPT, because we don't know whether this data is being used to train or this data is recorded over the ChatGPT or not. So always pass a sample data to ChatGPT and accordingly, manipulate with your original data. Is that clear, guys? This part? Any questions? YouTube guys, any questions? Kichu says there is no limit, right? You can even specify how many records you want in this data set. So I mean, you can try it, and like I have never tried this part to check the limit, but yeah, SS, I don't think there is any limit. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anyone? Okay, guys. So if you're clear with this part, do let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Okay. So if you're clear with this one, let's see a couple of more functionalities with respect to the dataset part. What else you can do with ChatGPT? So let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So let's see, guys. Let's suppose I have a data set. So I have already shared this data set, guys, to all of you. And this data set is basically a sample data set. So the name of the data set is a sample data set. And let's suppose I want to load this data set into the Jupyter notebook, right? So here I'm, specifying ChatGPT that I have a data set as a sample data, and this data set is available at this particular path location. So write a Python code to read the CSV file and stored in a variable called d1. So here am I specifying once you read this particular file, so store this data into a variable called as a d1. So let's copy and paste it. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So I mean, this is how I can get the code, but let me just modify the path so that I can utilize it. Okay, so let me just modify the path here only. Yes. Okay. And let me just copy and paste this particular code. Let's see whether this code, okay, guys. So this code is working, right? So this is a sample data set what we have, right? So I have successfully loaded this data set into the Jupyter notebook with the help of ChatGPT, just by providing the file path, right? Let's do a couple of more exercises with this data set. So let's say I want to get the summary of this data set, right? So how I can do that? So I can ask ChatGPT, get summary of this data set. Let's see. Okay. So here ChatGPT is providing me a couple of methods so that I can get the summary. So let's copy and paste it here. Okay. So first of all, it is providing like get the info function. Then it is doing the describe, and this is the result, right? So this is the result of the info function. I'm sure you guys can understand. All right. We have already discussed that part. And then we have a describe one. So this is the result of the describe function, where for each and every column, you can get a couple of statistics, like what is the total number of count, how many unique values are there, what are the top values are there, and some, frequency part. So I mean, based upon the data set, like this summary, you can get it. Apart from that, let's say I want to do something like that. I want to get the column names by their data types. All right. So let me just do that with the ChatGPT. So I need the column names. Oh, okay. Regenerate it. I need the column names with their data type. So see here. Okay. So here you can see, guys. Now I'm getting the different column names with their data type. So whenever you can find this particular object as a data type, that means these are the variables which contain some text information. All right. So in that way, I can also do this kind of activity. Right. Now, apart from that, guys, let's suppose I want to, visualize this data set with some nice or, very lucrative graphs. So this kind of a visualization also you can get from the ChatGPT. ChatGPT can provide you the code in a respective language so that you can visualize your data set. So let's suppose I want to create a graph between salary and revenue. Or before that, let's say, guys, I don't know what kind of a visualization or graphs I can do with this data set. So even I can ask ChatGPT that what kind of a visualization or graphical analysis I can perform with this data set. Right. So let me, okay, for that you need to pass one information, that is the column names of your data set. So let's say these are my column names. Let me do like this. Okay, let's ignore that part. So let me just write it directly. So let me ask ChatGPT, what kind of visualizations I can do with this data set. So let's say I don't know what kind of a graphs or visualization I can perform. I'm asking to ChatGPT provide me some suggestions. So provide some suggestions. Let's see. Okay, so here ChatGPT is providing me some suggestions to get the visualization for this particular data set. All right. So I mean, ChatGPT can also provide you the suggestions for your data set based upon your requirement. So let's suppose I want to create a visualization for salary estimated column versus revenue. So let me do that. Create a nice graph between salary versus revenue. Let me just show you where we have a salary and revenue. So this is our data set. This is our salary estimate column, and probably revenue is somewhere like, okay, so this is something what we have a revenue. All right. So let me just do that. Okay. And my data set name is a D1 from D1 data set. Okay, guys. So here, like ChatGPT is providing me some code to get the, visualization for revenue and salary. Let me just copy and paste this part. Let me just run it. Okay, here I'm getting some error. So error is with the column name. So actual column name is basically, it's a salary estimate, right? So it will be better if I pass the column names to ChatGPT so that it can understand what are the columns are present. So D1 dot columns, right? Okay, so these are the columns. So let me, include this information with ChatGPT. Or let me include this particular information with the data type. So this will be helpful for ChatGPT, to provide some real suggestions. That is something we are using the CETO process, the context part, right? So these are the columns present in D1 data. And what are the columns? So these are the columns with data, right? Now I'm asking, okay, guys. So here you can see ChatGPT by itself is providing the code to get a plot between the salary and revenue, right? Let me just copy this one and paste it here. Let's see whether I'm getting any kind of visualization or not. Okay, guys. So I'm getting the graph, but there is a no just getting the accesses, right? So let me ask again ChatGPT. Provide suggestions to visualize the data set D1, right? Okay, so now it is providing a couple of more, suggestions based upon the column names even. All right. So let's suppose, guys, I want to implement, let's say the first suggestion, which is based upon the distribution of rating, right? So let me ask ChatGPT, implement the first. The first number is basically whatever is the first suggestion. Let's see. So by default, it is providing me the code to implement whatever first suggestion is provided by ChatGPT. Let me just copy this one and paste it here and run it. Okay, cool. Can you guys see? So here I'm getting the histogram for my rating variable, right? So, I mean, if I correctly specify the column names to ChatGPT, and I can ask ChatGPT to provide me some suggestions, what kind of a visualization I can do with this particular data set. So here, these are the suggestions based upon the actual column names. And this is something I can ask ChatGPT to implement any of these suggestions, and I can directly get the visualization, right? So I mean, instead of writing these many line of codes, the ChatGPT is providing all of these codes. I can directly copy and paste it, and I can get the outcome. Let me just do a couple of more, visualizations. So let's say I want to do, let's say this particular second one, salary distribution. So I can ask ChatGPT to implement second. Okay. Let me just copy and paste it here. Okay, so probably for salary, I'm not getting any kind of a visualization graph. So let me just do with another part. Let's say the seventh one. So the seventh one, or let's say, let me go with this particular. Okay, let me create the heat map. Okay, so it's a number 9. So implement number 9. Okay, so here I'm getting the code for heat map part. Okay, guys. So this is what ChatGPT is providing the visualization with respect to the location versus count. So since there are a lot of locations are there, so that's why it's very difficult to distinguish these different locations. But yeah, it is providing some kind of a visualization. So I mean, in that way, you can even get the code for visualization also, right? With the help of ChatGPT. So this is also one of another functionality of ChatGPT. You can utilize this one to get a code, ready-made code from ChatGPT. What you need to provide? Simply, what are the columns present in your data set? Right? Is that clear, guys? Any questions, anyone? Any questions, guys? Anyone with this part? Okay, so if you're clear with this one, so apart from doing the basic data analysis or generating some sample data or getting the visualization from ChatGPT, so I mean getting the code for that, you can even build a machine learning model also, right? Even without knowing what are the different steps are involved and what kind of a model is suitable for your dataset, just by passing your dataset and just specifying couple of more details about your dataset, you can ask ChatGPT to build a machine learning model, right? So let me just show you how you can do that. Just give me a minute so that I will be ready with the things. Just a minute, guys. Okay, guys. So let me just show you. Uh, so I hope my screen is visible to you guys, right? So I have already uploaded this dataset, guys. So this dataset is with name as a dataset. And what we have in this dataset? So we have the details for different students for a particular university. So like what is the marital status of the student, the number of applications, some number of courses, whether the courses has been done daytime or evening time, right? So likewise, we have a details for different customers, or sorry, students for a particular university. And then in the last, we have a variable called as a target. So this particular variable is taking actually three categories: whether the student is dropout, or graduated, or the student is currently enrolled. So actually, this particular data set is classifying each and every student in one of these three categories, whether the student is dropout, graduated, or enrolled, right? So can you guys tell me what kind of a model I can build with this data set if my target variable is having these three categories? Anyone? What kind of a model I can build? Can I build a classification model, guys, based upon this target variable, which will classify the students in one of these three categories? Yes or no? Okay, great. So let me share my screen. Okay. So let me ask ChatGPT like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask ChatGPT that I want to build a machine learning model. Please suggest me how to approach, right? And then I'm providing some details regarding this data set. What is the detail? So basically, what are the variables are there? What is this data set is all about? So like the data set was created in a project that aims to contribute the reduction of academic dropout and failure in a higher education. So likewise, there are some details regarding the data set. The data set includes information known at time of student enrolled, academic path, demographics, some socioeconomic factor. And then we have a target variable with three categories as dropout, enrolled, or graduate. Right? So this is how we are specifying this data set. And then below that, I'm providing like where we have this particular data set in my local system, what is the name of the data set, and what is the target variable. So with this little information, I'm asking ChatGPT that I want to build a machine learning model. Please suggest me how I can approach. So let me just copy and paste it. And let me just modify the path of this data set. Okay. So this is what I have provided as an input prompt with some context regarding my data set. And I'm specifying we have a data set with target variable having the three categories as a dropout, enrolled, or graduate. So these are the details regarding my data set, where the data set is resides, the path, and the name of data set with the target variable name. Along with that, I'm asking ChatGPT that suggest me how can approach to build a machine learning model. Okay, guys. So this is how ChatGPT is suggesting me how I can approach. So the first one is understand the problem, it is saying. Second one, do the exploratory data analysis. And then do the data processing part. Fourth one, split the data into train and test part. Then it is saying build the model and then evaluate the model and interpret the results and then deploy. Right? And even that, like it is providing some random coding example. So let's start building this model. So I can ask ChatGPT to implement the part one. So even part one and part two both together. Implement 1 and 2. Let's see what ChatGPT is providing me. Okay, so whatever path I have provided to ChatGPT, based upon that, it is importing the data set and it is providing some EDA part, exploratory data analysis. Let me just copy this one and paste it here. Let's see whether it's working. Okay, cool. So it's working, guys, this code provided by ChatGPT. So I'm loading this data set correctly. And then even I'm getting some, visualization. And here I'm getting some error. The error is for the rating column. So let me just check what is the actual column name. we have, so it's basically okay, let me just check it from here. Okay, not an issue. So basically, I have loaded this data set correctly, right? And okay, and here I'm getting some visualization also. Okay, what next it is asking to do? So we have implemented part 1 and part 2. Let's say the part third is a data pre-processing part. So let me also do that. Implement third, which is a data pre-processing part. Guys, attendance link is there in the chat box. Please mark your attendance. Okay, cool. So it is again saying that load this dataset. Since we have already imported this dataset, so no need to copy this one. So what we can do, you can copy this code and modify this code like this. So no need to perform this part since we have already done this one. Okay, just run it. Cool. So based upon the dataset, guys, it is trying to do some, data pre-processing part. And here I'm getting some error. So it is saying that one hot encoder instance is not fitted yet, called fit, right? So you can, if you're getting any error, guys, what you can do, you can copy this error and ask ChatGPT to rectify this error. So you can ask ChatGPT that getting this error, and what is the error? Just below that, copy this error and ask ChatGPT to resolve, right? So ChatGPT will try to resolve this particular error, whatever error you are getting, just by modifying the code. Okay. So here I'm getting some modified code from ChatGPT. And let me just copy this code. Yeah. This modified code and rerun it. Okay. There is another error. So basically, okay. So just ignore this part. Probably this part is not suited for our case. Okay. So just ignore this part. Yes. And then let me ask ChatGPT what kind of a models I can build. Right. So let me ask ChatGPT. So when it comes to the model building, since I don't know what kind of a model is best suited, so let me ask ChatGPT to provide suggestions that what kind of models I can build with this data set. Right. So now based upon your target variable, ChatGPT is suggesting couple of models what you can build, and this is all based upon what target variable we have mentioned. So if you see here, ChatGPT can understand that in my target variable, we have these three categories, either dropout, enrolled, and graduate. So we can build a classification model, right? This is what ChatGPT can understand. And below that, ChatGPT is providing couple of suggestions based upon the classification model. So these are different classification models we have, guys. You can build any one of them, right? So let's suppose I want to build a logistic regression model. So I can ask ChatGPT to implement the first, which is a logistic regression model. So it will provide you the code through which you can, directly build a logistic regression model, right? So, I mean, in that way, you can also utilize ChatGPT not only for basic data analysis or visualization purpose, but also to build a model. So, model building part is also you can perform with the help of ChatGPT. Is that clear, guys? This part? Any questions, anyone, with this part? YouTube guys, any questions? Okay, guys. So if you're clear with this part, so this is how, guys, you can utilize ChatGPT to analyze or even build a model for your dataset just by providing some basic details, right? And apart from that, let me also show you, couple of more like use cases, some random use cases that is also you can do with the ChatGPT. So just give me a minute, guys, so that I'll be ready with the things. Okay, let me share my screen. So let me also show you guys a couple of other functionality of ChatGPT. How can utilize this one? So if you recall, guys, uh, in the beginning when we are dealing with the NLP related things, so there we have done couple of like use cases study with respect to the NLP part. So we saw what is a named entity recognition. We saw what is a sentiment analysis. Even we saw what is a topic modeling and all. Lot of things we saw. Right? Even all of those things you can perform with the help of ChatGPT also. So let's see how. So I will come back to this part. Okay. So let's suppose, guys, I want to analyze the sentiment for this particular text. That means I want to do the sentiment analysis for this particular text. Right? That is also I can do with the help of ChatGPT. Let's see how. So I can ask ChatGPT, analyze the sentiment of this text, and below that I can provide my text data. So let's say this is the text. This text, it can be a feedback, it can be a tweet, or it can be any review, any of these things, right? So let's see how ChatGPT is generating the response. Okay, so here ChatGPT is saying the sentiment of a given text appears to be strongly negative and emotional. So if you read this particular, this tweet, so basically it is related to the Russia-Ukraine war, right? So like this particular tweet like contains the words like tears and death of Ukraine children's and so on. So that's why it is being like categorized as a sentiment of a strongly negative and emotional sentiment by ChatGPT, right? Let's try with the other examples. So let's say I have this particular tweet. Okay, so this is also being categorized as a negative and emotional tweet. Not strongly negative, but it is a negative and emotional tweet. The reason being, it contains the words like Ukraine being killed, and wounded every day, like that. People in Ukraine is being killed and wounded every day. So that's why the sentiment of this particular tweet is negative and emotional. Let me also check with another tweet like this. This movie is awesome. I will recommend to my friends. Some random tweet. Okay. So this particular tweet is being, classified as a positive sentiment. Because this movie is awesome, I will recommend to my friend. So like it's a positive sentiment is there. So I mean, this kind of a thing also you can perform with the help of ChatGPT. Clear, guys? This part? Okay. Let's see a couple of more functionality. So whatever named entity recognition we saw, guys, with different packages and all, that is also you can do with the help of ChatGPT. So I'm sure you guys can understand what is a named entity recognition, right? So let's pause. This is something what I have an article, and for this article, I want to know what are the different named entities are there. So let me ask to ChatGPT identify all the named entities in this particular text, and below that I will provide the text. Let me just copy and paste it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, guys. So this is how ChatGPT can do the named entity recognition part. Right? So it is identifying like vector mayor is a person. So this one is reference to publishing, publications of some author. Errani refers to person or entity, like China geographical location, net possibly referring to the internet. This one is a numerical entity, right? Let me regenerate the response and let's see, is there any difference or what? Okay. Now I'm getting some better outcome, right? So I mean, this kind of a work also you can do with the help of ChatGPT. Let me try it with another, paragraph. So like with this one, do the same thing, identify the named entities in this particular paragraph or in this particular text, like this particular thing. Let's see. Okay, so this time, probably I'm getting some more accurate results. So New Zealand is a country. This one is a Prime Minister of New Zealand, right? Jacinda and Ardern. So Delta variant, it is specified as a specific variant of the COVID, right? COVID-19, the coronavirus disease, Australia country. So I mean, these kind of things also I can do with the help of ChatGPT, like sentiment analysis or named entity recognition, all of these things, right? Even you can also do something called the topic modeling. So what is a topic modeling, guys? So topic modeling is nothing but whatever text data you have, it will tell you what are the major topics or the major, keywords over which we have most of the information in this particular article. So let me just do that. How you can do with the help of ChatGPT. So you can ask ChatGPT to determine the main topics or the topic modeling for this particular text. And let's say this is the text what we have. Okay. So you can see here, based upon this particular article, the topics identified by ChatGPT is basically this one. The STEM, University of Swiss, like web. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So these are the four like the topics for which we have this particular article. So most of the information in that article is related to these four topics only. Webinar content and purpose, prospective international students, like that. So I mean, these kind of things also you can do with the help of ChatGPT. Is that clear, guys? Any questions, anyone? Okay, cool. So guys, attendance link is there in the chat box. Please mark your attendance. Yeah, welcome, guys. So this is what I have to discuss with you guys for today's session, right? So if you have any questions, guys, for me, do let me know. YouTube guys, any questions? Okay, so if you don't have any question for me, over to Chandra. If you have any question related to LMS certification or anything, you can ask to Chandra. Over to Chandra.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas. Guys, do you have any queries? Please let us know in the chat box. So I sent attendance link as well. Please mark your attendance. Is there any questions? Okay, I hope there is no more questions. So I didn't get any questions from YouTube and Zoom as well. Okay, then we'll wind up the session for today.
Chandra, we have a question from Suman.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's asking basically available for claiming a physical certificate or what?
No. You will get soft copy certificate. It will come through your email, okay? You can't get any physical certificate. And for assessment, we are giving appreciation physical certificate, like hard copy we are giving for assessment only. Abhishek, wait for 24 hours. You will get reply, okay? Yeah, Gaurav. And certificate, there's a code also. Yeah, Sucheta, we have a surprise assessment. When I can take from hard copy, Sumanta? No, actually, we are conducting assessment, right? In the assessment, who are all getting top. So for them, we are giving a surprise gift and hard copy certificate. Assessment is nothing but a MCQ questions. So we are conducting between 15 days, like 3 more days is there, no? And between 3 days, we will conduct. It's a surprise, Srivastava. We will update the timing and all, okay? Yeah, okay. Good night. Okay, guys, there is no more questions. So we'll wind up the session for today and we'll meet on tomorrow, okay? Up to then, take care. Bye bye. Have a good night. Aditi Srivastava, ma'am, in 7 to 9, the assessment will take place. Yes, of course. We are conducting in between 7 to 9. Yeah, during class hours only we are conducting. Any other questions? Okay, then we are fine. So good to go to close the session for today. Okay, then bye bye.